if it wasn't for Core, I probably wouldn't know about half of these going on. So really, really love that he's willing to reach out to me. But this was 5 days ago. I genuinely thought I was going to miss it. Luckily, it seems Core is, I don't know, taking a break or something. Maybe he's got a smurf, whatever. But once again, Core comes in clutch because he was the data I was able to retrieve this from. And I did not want to miss this one. It's just I've been so swamped with work in hosting other games, in traveling lands. It was a struggle to find the time, and I wanted to do this live on the stream, so glad we got to. But yeah, for those wondering, where's the Marine Lord, where's the beastie I talked about? Well, they're actually on your screen, one of them right now. Brad Bite is, in fact, Marine Lord, and then you have Maru is beastie. So that should clean that up for you. In fact, I'm just going to double check it was yes, it is beastie. And these accounts are like pretty stacked. Like every single one of these is in the top 35. In fact, that's the lowest rank. I think Core is 35th in the world right now on the rank leaderboards. And then you got Recon at 31st. And then you quickly boost up with these like the likes of DeMuslim and then, you know, Wham and Poppy Paw, who most of these other players are in like the top 10 or top 15. So this is by far the highest ranked game you're probably ever going to see of Mega Random Deathmatch. I would be very surprised if this gets succeeded. And you know what's actually quite funny is you have to remember that when we play these mega random death matches, not only do you start with villages in 3 different locations to give yourself some flexibility, as you can see on the map with these sort of locations. The other interesting detail is that you end up with a randomly selected civ. 3 players got the HRE in this one, 2 on the English, then of course only 1 cheeky Chinese. But you know who the cheeky Chinese is? In the top corner, it is Beastie, and Beastie will look to cheese this in the late game if you give an opportunity, because folks, this civ feels broken in this mode. If you get into Imperial, the power of the multi-landmarks, of the Grenadier spams, even the Fire Lancers, which we've seen Beastie try to use before in 2v2v2v2 match, is pretty lethal. But you know what? I'm looking for the lethality that's going to happen over in this corner. This looks too frisky. I mean, DeMuslim, he's right next to Recon, and we've seen Benny Boy suffer from this before. But he always gravitates towards the corner, and it feels like he's usually got someone in kissing distance of him as well. So kind of curious to see if this is going to backfire for him at all. Meanwhile, down here, this is our good old Brad Bite, aka Marine Lord, who seems to... What? What am I looking at on the map right now? Oh my god, the amount of resources down here. This is absurd. I just noticed that when I looked on the minimap, what the hell is this generation? I mean, I've heard of Mega Random, but that Mega Bias seems more appropriate. You've got your relic, your boar, your gold, your stone, into the berries, another relic right next to it. The deer, plus the sacred site. Oh my god, there's so much here. I only really clocked this when I looked at the minimap. You can see another one in the center, but that seems balanced, right? Center of the map, force people to play towards there, and no one's sitting there to begin with. The only other one that's kind of comparative is up here with a crap ton of stone. If you're a Mongol player right now, you'd be thumping your balls on the table and just saying, look at these lads, because honestly, that would be the power play, but it's Core on the Abbasids. So, well, actually, I say that, we know Core likes to build walls and find a corner, so maybe this does work out to his advantage, but this is just absurd. This is just ridiculous. I mean, it's 4 relics, right? It's 4 relics right next to his base. Right now, like, I reckon Marine Lord, he has the biggest smile on his face possible. Because I was about to say, if you're an HRE player, he is one of the HRE players. Remember, Brad Bite is Marine Lord. And he got 4 relics right next to his base. I can't believe this start. And there's nobody else here to contest him either. Look around the map. These 2 are going to fight. You got this one centralized. You got 2 close by. Like, the only other person who got kind of a free game in terms of starting location is over here. David Kim, a.k.a. Poppy Paw, sitting in his own corner, chilling, vibing, in fact. But he's doing so as the English. So curious to see what kind of build he's going to go for. And guys? I don't know if they've been... This feels like some sort of practical joke. Like, someone's ran by with super glue. It's like, good luck getting out of that one. The deer centipede. Okay, no, that's too horror show. We're not even gonna think that. But obviously, at the start of this game, we're expecting this to get quite chill. I'm curious to see who's gonna get eyeballs on who first. One thing I'm really looking towards is whether DeMuslim realizes how pinned in he is, and if he tries to actually get aggressive. He won't be able to do so naval, but he has actually got the buffer of the fish, right? Something that Recon hasn't gone for yet. I wonder if that's going to change, though. It looks like he is shifting out in different areas. And it is mainly for the berries, but in fairness, like the best case scenario for him would be if he could find some shoreline fish. It's unfortunate though. There's none for him. Meanwhile, the Muslim gets one parked right next to TC. This is a big deal, by the way. Remember that when you fish with villagers, they gather at a rate of 1 food per second. 1 food per second is higher than even gathering from boar. That's how damn good it is. The only limitation, of course, is that you get the standardized food collection capacity. You don't get the big, fat, bulky one that you would if you're on the boar, the deer, where it's 25. It's only 10. But still, with such a short distance, you don't care about that carry capacity detail. It's still better value than going on the boar. Man, Ben got a lot of things good for him, actually, with this start. Yeah, stone if he needs to go ultra defensive. That's a lot of stone, actually. Holy crap. Luckily, there's gold on top of that as well. But most notably, this wood line at the back, it's going to serve him pretty well because even if he gets pinned in, unless Recon immediately cuts this off, he's going to run out of wood first before the Muslim does. So curious to see how that's going to play out in the coming minutes. But in the meantime, when we look over, we can see Viper is also now one of the HRE players, joined right next to him by Wham playing as the Roos. Curious to see if there's any way that he can maybe punish Viper, because I don't think you want to let this float into Castle Age. I feel like Viper will boom a little bit too much. A cool thing that you could do if you're Wham is you could actually play hard into wood, get a bunch of archers out, and then go for rams. It can be a little bit annoying to pull off because the HRE does have the emergency repairs. But if you just keep amassing and take reasonable fights, if you don't screw up and throw away half of your contingent of archers, in theory, you should just be able to outmass Viper and kill him off. Because the difference is that you'll be on the offensive, denying some of his eco. And also, although he gets a 40% increased gathering speed, you get 20% bonus wood on top of the Golden Gate, which allows you to actually kind of balance out and somewhat match the HRE at the beginning and midway through Feudal. Cool. I wonder if he's even going to be noticed. You ever get that feeling this guy's going to go unnoticed for most of the game? Oh, I say that. Someone has got their eyeballs on him, so Beastie knows about Core. Uh-oh. It's time to get vengeance for all those times he got stuck with him in 2v2s. We'll see how fast he wants to play. No movement onto the stone just yet. That is obviously an option for him. And wait, what happened? Oh. Wait. So he chopped the tree. He at least made his wood back on what it cost, and then he walked away. I mean, I would have just left the villager there. I would have just had him chopping tree the whole time. That would have been pretty beneficial, especially when you're going on the waterfront. A waterfront is going to be problematic as the game goes on a little bit, because I don't feel like the Abbasids beat the English on water. It's not even close anymore, actually. The dials suck, and also the galleys got buffed to work correctly. On top of the fact that the changes around naval combat, where you can't move and fire, really does benefit galleys more than any other archer ship in the game, which is just a huge booster on top of the fact that you have the network castles. You easily can total up on this waterfront. I just don't see this being a long-term investment that is going to last for Core. So, age up's coming out, and it looks like Marino going straight into the stables. So it looks like we're going to get some Pro Scouts gameplay. Yeah, he's already researching it. There is a lot of deer here. It's understandable. Actually, can we just talk about this spawn? We already said how absurd it is for the stone, the gold, the relics, the deer. But even when you look out past it, deer, deer, deer. Like, this is probably one of the highest, if not the highest value Pro Scouts game I have ever witnessed in all of my hours of Age of Empires casting, which is considerable. I mean, on the YouTube side alone of what we've bothered to upload, there's over 300 videos now. You should definitely check those out, by the way. And in all that time, and all the mega randoms as well alongside it, I've never seen something so heavily biased towards one area of the map. This is just insane. So Scouts just trying to get a little bit of probing vision. We've got two players who haven't teched up yet. One of them, interestingly, Demuslim, but Demuslim on his way up now is doing it slowly. He has no intent to fight until at least Castle by the looks of it, and that allows him to not waste villagers just boosting up fast into Feudal, and he can fixate more on getting additional fishing boats out, which I think is the reason he does this play. I think he's looking to go up to maybe 12 to 16 fishing boats in the coming 3 minutes would be pretty nice. And it looks like the third player is joining him on the waterfront now. So Recon does finally wiggle his way in. It looks like he didn't want to directly fight. And understandably, the Muslim's going to take advantage of the fact that he didn't want to aggress him to get the outpost forward down. meaning that now Recon has to play to the south side. He already started to do this with the Arkan Chapel. Arkan Chapel, that's not really getting great value here. This feels like a problematic spawn in a lot of ways for an HRE player. The one relic nearby is being held hostage by the Muslim. And then on top of that, you can't even get multi-value out of this Arkan Chapel. Yes, eventually it'll become farmland, but usually when you initially drop this, you're looking for it on a gold line and a wood line. That's the ideal situation. The gold is just too far away, though. Like, maybe if your TC was where your Arkan Chapel is, if you reverse them, but then you wouldn't be getting much wood anyway. So it seems like he made the hard choice to just go hard into wood with the intent of now getting a crap ton of boats out to gather food for him instead. He will, however, have to make sure he's pushing additional military on the waterfront, because there's no doubt in my mind that in the next 2 to 3 minutes, the Muslim is going to start pushing out galleys and then pushing everyone else off of this waterfront. Meanwhile, in Poppy Paw's base, just your casual Abbey of Kings. He's like, well, there's no pressure on me. I don't care. He's going to have a fun time just booming up as quickly as possible, straight into the King's Pass next, and understandably so, as nobody looks to aggress him anytime soon. I like the Wham's being very efficient here, by the way. He's got 2 villagers who've been chopping wood over here the whole time. He gets his blacksmith down. Hold on a sec. Oh, that's a juicy one. Oh, I love that. Wow, so he chopped his way intentionally through and plopped this. Actually, I think he must have spawned here to begin with. And so there was enough space. And then he just plops down a hunting cabin. 65 gold per minute. Our boy knows what up. I'll tell you what's up. His gold count. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. They don't know. They don't know. Viper knows because he had a scout in the area, but Wham has no clue. This is going to be frustrating as well. It's 7 versus 4 villages. You can't even take him on. Maybe if you start pushing archers, and it looks like that's what Wham is going to do. Look at this. Triple archery range already. Prep and ready to gun straight into the base. And that's what he's already done. Oh my god! Look at this play! Wham! He forces the Burgrave Palace reconstruct close to the base, but on top of that, this wooden fortress he snuck, it blocks out all of the farmlands! Oh, this is catastrophic for Viper. Meanwhile, on the west side, the Muslim is starting to ramp up. Galley comes out, starting to sink the fishing fleet, and this is what I was worried about for Recon. Recon's caught in full defense mode. No way of aggressing at all. Instead, he's being a greedy mother ducker. He goes in for the secondary TC in a situation where your primary base is not going to be well protected, especially with the White Tower now being built by the Muslim. My, oh my. You look away for a moment, and Wham is just starting to escalate fast here. I mean, he's up to 10 archers. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get the Rams coming out soon, the Wham Rams. But first of all, he needs to get the Bam Bam by going into the Steeled Arrows. But he will be back. Viper, he does make his way up to Castle Age. Good timing as well. He absolutely needed this Burgrave Palace. Anything else would have killed him. If he stayed too long in Feudal, if he went for the eco choice, the Regnitz Cathedral, guaranteed he gets overran by the Rus here. But now he has an opportunity to bite back. And Wham, in a situation where he hasn't really got the scalability. He needs to kill this player right now. The next 5 minutes, that's his timer. Anything past that, and Viper is in full swing. And Wham will be the first one swinging from the tree. And it looks like White Tower's finally going to be complete. So the Muslim starting to be a fawn in Recon's side. And Recon will very quickly need to find his way to the 3rd landmark just to make sure he doesn't get quickly rushed down. Because you know that's what's coming. Especially when the Trebs are insta-queued up by the Muslim, courtesy the fact he went for the White Tower. Remember, this is a keep, and keeps for English are able to produce any military unit you choose. An all-for-one, an all-in-one situation. Meanwhile, Knights up to 11 Viper. He zooms out, he surges forward, and now he's the one on the aggression. Wham has to back off here. Now these man-at-arms are quite chunky with the full missile resistance, but there's a lot of arrow fire coming their way from the double wood fortress, the TC, and a sizable quantity of archers. Means the Viper is starting to trade out poorly here. He's just trying to reclaim his ground. He really wants to get back on these farms. Yes, he does have the deer for the moment, but you can see how quickly those are drying up, courtesy of the prelate power. And a nice little wraparound. I love this from Viper. He sneaks in. He finds Wham a little bit too wanton here. And Wham needs to be very careful because as it stands, his food is running out quick. Once the sheep dry up, he has nothing, people. So he needs to make a move soon. Otherwise, he's just going to be starved out of this game, and I think he knows it. Archer's at least moving out, looking to punish Viper. Nice switcheroo. Shift north and south to make sure he gets out of this. Make sure that when he's on the defensive, he doesn't have to defend with his face full of arrows. Instead, he can just be evasive instead. Like someone playing Path of Exiles with a one-hit kill strategy, where they rely on a 99% evasion. I don't know why we went to those nerdy numbers in a different game, but we did. And while that's been happening, look at the corner. Wham! His bro is nearby, but his bro will not provide any assistance. Instead, he might make an ass out of you if he comes north. So you just got to keep praying that Poppy Paw stays in his corner and stays the hell out of your way. And right now, he's thriving on this back corner. Wait, what? Wham stuck another one? I didn't realize this. This must have been here close to the start. Like a hunting cabin down here as well. So a lot of gold going into Wham's eco. 420 gold per minute. He only has 5 people on gold. So feeling pretty good in that department. The concern is the tech up. He needs to get it soon. And it's going to be a high trade house. Dude. Oh my god. Wham! I don't think you're Rus anymore. I think you're Swiss. I'm pretty sure that's what's happened here. Dude's building up a gold reserve. He's like, when the dollar sinks and the whole world economy plummets, I will thrive with my golden nuggets. North side. Recon starting to feel the frustration here. Does at least have the emergency repairs to try and slow things down. But eventually he's going to have to bolster himself. Yeah, he's got the Burgrave Pass. Did make his way up to Castle, so can't instantly be obliterated. We haven't checked in on Marine Lord in a while, and why would we? We know he got everything. He has the whole world in his tiny hands in this situation. There's only a tiny area is needed on this map. I still can't believe this. This spawn is... This spawn is ridiculous. This pull is ridiculous. 11 villages from Wham. Well, he gets the shivs out at least. And it was Maru, so it was BCQT's scouts, so there's nothing to be able to do about that. Although the prelate... That's not a prelate. That's an English player who's feeling greedy. I can't believe that Poppy Paw is making laps across the map. Oh. Oh, no! Poppy Paw doesn't know us. Poppy Paw doesn't... Poppy Paw! This... Okay, this is nepotism right here. This is collusion, ladies and gentlemen. No way did a top 10 player not notice 11 villagers shiving up. Okay, in fairness, the map is huge, folks. So I think we can excuse it because realistically, if you look at this mini-map, look how hard it is for us to see things when we're like just squinting our eyes and moving close to the screen. So I think that was just a miss there, but a really crucial miss. He could have actually completely obliterated Wham's economy with that one night. Meanwhile, Raid's about. Viper shifting over the east side, getting mighty close to Poppy Paw's territory. Meanwhile, in his own base, oh no. The Archer crossbow count, it's escalating fast. This is becoming a problem that I feel like Viper is ill-equipped to deal with. He's going to have to soon. The question is, how do you realistically deal with this? I mean, the issue I see for Viper is resources, right? That's why he's out in the middle of no man's land. He's got no food because he can't gather in his farmlands. There's no nearby food supplies he can easily tap, especially with this going up. The Wooden Fortress to ensure he never comes back. That's why he's over here on the gold. And while that's happening, Viper, he went into beastie territory. Okay, he'll survive for the moment, but I'm a little bit concerned that the beastie's going to be angry about you burning down some of his walls and his outposts as well. I mean, there's no way he lets you stay here forever. You can see the crossbows already starting to amass fast for Beastie, especially with the supervise over the archery ranges. Meanwhile, back at home, Viper looking like he could quickly end up being the first player eliminated here. Rams being constructed. It's finally time. The Ram Whams are on the way. I think in the next few minutes, we're going to see a grayed out Viper unless he can make a move soon. The question mark is, what is that move? Villagers forced to pull home. I think this was the play. Viper, yeah, he wants to go for a keep, but he doesn't have enough stone. There wasn't enough here. That's a problem. If he got a keep up, he has some sort of way of bolstering his defenses, some way of delaying the push of Wham, but instead Wham now has an open gate that he can run through, and he will ride through it on top these Rams. Meanwhile, north side, the Muslim, 2 landmarks down, a lot of open ground to roll over. And Recon, he refuses to be rolled over at all here, building up 30 man-at-arms. He is ready and waiting to obliterate anything that comes his way. The Muslim being very greedy with only a small quantity of crossbows here. The Muslim He needs to move out soon. He's running out of ground. Like, he wishes he could have more military force, but where do you build this, right? That was the concern for him. Big concerns might be coming soon. Langstek now entering the formation for Recon. And there's the keep. Viper, he does get the needed resources. He will survive for the moment. Rams will not be the end of him, but remember that in the midst of all this, Wham was able to tech up, right? We've seen him shift over to crossbows, also now has access to siege as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the direction we're going into next. Remember that Wham is floating a lot of surplus gold constantly because he's getting this passive generation from the high trade house, but not from the hunting cabins anymore. He at least keeps the one in the back corner, but this one was actually sniped out. Well played by Viper there. Directly takes away a big chunk of income per minute from his most evil of nemesis right now. Like, this is the player he's worried about. The one he has to address, and he'll do so freely. Moves in, snipes out one of the Rams. You see the weakness of now going after an HRE player, Rams. Emergency repairs, folks. A little bit too strong to get through with just 2 Rams. You're going to need maybe 4, and that's a hefty investment for Wham to make. Oh, no. The move out. Well, anything that Puppy Paw wouldn't do, Beastie doesn't feel the same way. He'll try to make the move in. I think he sniped 2 villages there in the end, and now he's moving out. He wants to send a depot. Oh, wow. This is going to be problematic. I feel like Wham has to give this over. He can't even fight it, especially with the keep going up. The keep into the siege workshop. He's ready to push his opponent far, far away from here. And understandably so, folks. Look back in the base. For Beastie, he's kind of dried up. There's not much left over here. Remember, he's playing as the Chinese up at 153 eco. How many TCs is that? 4, 5. Wait, is it 5? No, it's 4. Okay, 4 TCs plus Song Dynasty. So remember that these are essentially 1.35. So you're looking at 5.4 town centers worth of villager production. That is absurd. And I can guarantee you nobody else in this game is even close. And this is the power of the Chinese. Like, we're going to realize it even further sooner when he cracks all the Imperial check marks. But the fact that you're able to go this greedy because you know you're unlikely to be punished. The map is too big. So unless you've got an opponent parked right next to you, you can just boom up multi-TC, and then you can just escalate past your opponents. That's what makes this Civ so frustrating. And this is why when we've seen people do like 2v2v, 2v2s, anyone that gets a Chinese, it almost feels like an insta-win unless you know, throw or don't pay attention to the game. Because it's just so powerful. Knights in the center. Moving in. Marine Lord. These are elite Golden Hat Knights. Yes, they are up against the Camel Archers, but you need the Camel Riders here, folks. This is not good enough for Core. Core, he might defend, but it is going to cost him pretty much the whole army at this rate. I mean, the Camel Archers are somewhat chunky, but so are the Knights. The hand cannoneers are making the difference, but I wonder who actually lost more at the end of that. I think it comes down to what matters to you, right? Like, if you talk about raw resources, it's comparative. I feel like a similar amount of Camel Archers to Knights died there. And you have to remember that Marine Lord is never running out of gold. Not only does he have all these reserves behind his base, but also he has 4 relics at his disposal, which are generating a ridiculous total of 800 gold per minute. He's almost at old Regnitz Cathedral standards, and that's why I think this trade is better for Marine Lord, because he can afford it. The food is frustrating, but the food is frustrating on both sides. Core, for the moment, does at least bolster himself with the fishing economy, but I can't see this lasting much longer. You can see the Muslim and him are about to come into direct contact, and at that point, one of the players is going to choose to invest heavily on the waterfront. The problem, however, is if it's Core, he can easily be countered still, because the Muslim has better ships, right? You've got the Hawks, you've got the galleys. Not to mention, like, Carracks, who cares? Like, maybe if you get the Zebek territory, you can see a bounce back for the Abbasids, but it's so expensive to go into. Meanwhile, in the center, Beastie's still trying to get that room all to himself. And Wham. How's he doing here? He's amassing troops. He needs to go in soon, really. The Rams, I like this play. This is a smart little play here. Not enough people do this. These Rams, like, they cost 300 wood. These farms cost 75 wood. Rams kill farms in 2 hits. So you can very quickly make back what you spent on a Ram and make it a good trade when you go after these farms. However, not when you lose it this quickly, as the man-at-arms are going to insta-punish. Curious to see if Viper's going to be able to wiggle his way up in Imperial. I don't think he's got a shot at that. Not until Wham is dead. Like, whichever player goes Imperial is going to lose this fight here. Although it might actually end up being Wham losing regardless, just because of this backstab. Look at this move out of Beastie. That's sniping a lot of the villages right now. Wham, he could find himself drying up on the food fast at this rate. If he loses the high trade house, that's been actually generating a lot for him. In the meantime, right in, and Marine Lord, he gets involved. He finds Beastie. He finds him a little bit too wanton on this gold. That is going to be a massacre. Now, BC, of course, can easily replace this with the eco generation he has with over 5 TCs worth of villager production. But this is still a heavy hit. A hit that he was not looking to receive at this stage of the game. He'll at least be able to garrison some of the keep. There's just too many knights. Crossbows will not even be able to hold him back. And it looks like Marine Lord is just looking for a way in. I think he was coming around to try and get into Core's base because Core has, as expected, walled himself in. Why does it not surprise me when he's the first player to drop stone walls? I feel like it's just kind of standard practice for him at this stage. Look at the difference, though, between what he done with his base and what Marine Lord is. Marine Lord's like, this old corner is mine. You cannot have it. It is simply HI Hunch territory. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that. I've got to, like, one day I'll be able to ask Marine Lord if that bothers him. I hope it doesn't. It's just a fun little stereotypical banter. You know, just like when people go, you what, mate? But that's a lot of ground, actually, for Marine Lord. Like, that's a lot of extension. That's a lot of resources in reserve. While everyone's fighting over the center, tooth and nail, Marine Lord is just chuckling to himself. Like, he can just out-survive everyone here. And look at this. We talked about this. Whoever techs up first might find themselves a bit vulnerable. And wham, he goes for Imperial, but he's under fire. And it's not even from Viper. It's Marine Lord. He strikes in. He smells weakness. He knows what this meant. This Imperial Age, when he sees the layout of the base, he understands that Wham is not doing this from a position of power. He has no real standing army to fight with. Not at home, not against this anyway. Archers and crossbows, and the composite of horsemen is just so frustrating against this. And with Marine Lord, if he sees him, oh no, he does as well. He just spotted him. He's chasing in. That is going to be the army going all the way close to 0. Maybe 10 are going to be left over at the end of this. Especially with the corner up here. The guys have got a way out. This is so bad for Wham. He just got teamed. And now Viper has a way of recovering. And he's an HRE player, right? So he can just boom up in the blink of an eye if you're not careful. I mean, at this stage, Wham trying to use the natural defenses to his advantage, understanding the army is going to be spent. Might as well get the best trades he can. But overall, this just feels washed now for Wham. Yeah, he gets his tech up complete. Yes, he has reserves, but he's being pressured by 3 players. You've got BC claiming territory to your south side. You've still got Viper to address in the north. And now you have to deal with Marine Lord being a cheeky little bugger, constantly raiding through with these remaining 20 horses. What? How is Recon hit? What? Recon... What? Are they colluding? Did he offer sanctuary? What is happening in this game? Core, he's not your ally. He's not. Core right now is like, Recon, with the only 2 players below rank 30 in this lobby, it seems unfair. We should work together. And Recon's like, oh, okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Recon was seeking asylum from the evil Englishman, and it seems that his asylum application has been approved, as he will be part of the Abbasid Empire now, sneaking into the back of their base. And I'm pretty sure Core knows this has happened. There's no way he didn't see this. Yeah, especially with the scout marching around. So he's fully aware. He's just allowing it. At least at the moment. I wonder if he's going to keep allowing it, though. The Camel Archers... They're coming back home, and from what I've heard, the Abbasids over time have been getting buffed and buffed and buffed, and what the devs didn't tell you is they've secretly been trained to enjoy human flesh. So we're going to find out if they're a little bit peckish for some German villagers in the back here, as there is a lot of them being printed out right now. They can smell them. They can smell, but they're not going to go for them yet. They'll let them exist. Core is such a nice guy, guys. Why are we always so mean to Core? Look, what a nice guy. Who else would have let Recon live here, huh? Who would have given him a little bit of ground? Core's like, I will recruit you as a mercenary force when the time is right. And Recon's like, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Although Recon's still looking to hold back at base at the moment as the keep crawl continues from Muslim, making sure he claims ground just in time to open up the farmlands. And still has plenty of wood in reserve. The concerning situation is Recon likely to be eliminated soon, at least in his primary base. After which, I'm expecting a party on this west side. Good old Benny Boy versus M-Lord. It's exactly what you want to see. Meanwhile, Beastie, he knows what it's about. There's plenty of wood on this map. It's time to just lay out outposts literally everywhere. Oh, and he's so chill back in his base. Still no threat to him. He also went for the Great Wall Gatehouse right in the back corner. A frustrating thing as well. The annoying thing about this landmark, by the way, folks, is that you can't be rushed by cavalry to burn it down. We've seen players literally GG out when they discover this as well, where, you know, you need to bring siege to actually blitz this down. It's why I like this play by Chinese players putting it in the back corner. It's so silly to deal with. I wish they changed this. I don't understand why it still functions this way. It's a landmark. Anything should be able to damage it. There we go. I'm just gonna get that out of my... I'm not the only person. Like, I'm just channeling the feelings of so many people when they play up against the Chinese in these type of situations. Like, it's gonna be almost impossible to just kill Beastie off with a cavalry rush. My, wow. He's living for the moment. He got a lot of deer here. And he's pushing into the bombards now. Streltsy as well. So he's prepping a force to push back Viper. And Viper, mate, you're looking primitive right now. You're the only player in this game. We're 31 minutes in. 31 minutes into this game. And Viper is the only person not in Imperial Age as the HRE. That might be why he loses, because now he's being backstabbed. Look at the move in. Oh, Beastie. Beastie, no. Sir, please. Can you not see how much Viper has suffered? Beastie seemingly doesn't care, though. He wants vengeance for any games that the Viper ever took from him in competitive scene. In the matches, in the LANs, and in the Golden League, he's like, this is vengeance. Anytime you thought you could take me, this is just a reminder you never will. And wants to move out of Viper. The only thing he can do is try to rush in, maybe do some damage to Wham. Middle finger him as he gets dragged down with him. And it looks like there is a switch up now, so the Bombard's here to finish off all the landmarks. Viper will be your first player eliminated here in the highest ranked mega random free-for-all we have seen. But Wham might not be far behind him. The only saving grace, the High Armory far over here. A High Armory that Puppypaw is fully aware of but never cares about as he continues to layer himself in. I smell a wonder possibility. I wonder if we will see such a beautiful landmark coming out. I shouldn't call it a landmark when these are called landmarks, but we might. I mean, Puppypaw is prepping for something. You see he's been using this Wingard Palace to the full extent. Like, he's prepped 8 trebs at this stage. I wonder if he'll make a move soon. Back to Wham, though, who has to make some sort of defensive move. Here's the problem, though, folks. He went into the Streltsy. The Streltsy are not good against Grenadiers. They're reasonably chunky, but 4 tower range compared to the 4.8 of the Grennies. Which means if BC plays this right, he will obliterate his opponent. Also now, with the clock tower bombards rolling in, there's nothing that Wham can do to defend with his own bombards. Folks, I think we're about 3 minutes out from Wham being out at this stage, because once the main base is gone, it's not going to take much for Beastie rather to work out exactly where the final chunk is going to be to the right side here, considering he's already wrapped around to the south side. Oy, oy, oy. Streltsy will not save him here. He needs a switch up. Maybe Horseman could be the solution, or possibly just pushing Mangonels. Problem right now is you can see he's actually pop-capped. Oh my god, they're slaying in the houses. Beastie, he's playing this perfectly. Now Grennies opening fire on the houses instead of the Streltsy, though. Maybe a mistake here, and it's going to cost him the front line. The double time moving is good. Wham! Will wipe out the Grennies. Lotch play right there, and the chase down continues with the double time, able to gap close upon the Bombards as well. Nestabee's coming in. The targeting wrong here, and the Streltsy in a staggered formation now trying to focus fire on the chunky Bombards. They do take a long time to kill, though, but he will not be denied. Moves in. Focus fire onto them. Realizes he has to switch over to the Grenadiers. Will now go for the Nestabees as well. Nestabees that have substantially less health than the Bombards will be easy pickings for him. Looks like he's going to stay alive. Needs to actually try to rebuild. Another move that could actually happen here now is Wham, once he actually sorts out his pop cap situation, if he actually just builds a monastery and gets his hands on a single relic, which I don't even think is possible. It's not possible. It's a shame as well, because if Wham could have got his hands on a single relic, he gets himself a frontline army, man-at-arms, he gets himself another 20 villagers. Like, there's a plenty for him to just convert with one go here. But it seems like that's just not going to be possible. Like, relics are looking like they've all been collected, actually. I don't think there's a single one up for grab. Oh, wait. Whoop. Core. I like how Core got the tiniest relic ever seen in Age of Empires 4. Hey, that is not a relic. That is an ornament right there. I kind of forgive him for not seeing this, to be honest. It's so tiny. Oh, terrain interactions. Never change. Never change. Yo, look at this move out of Puppy Paw. So he never actually ended up going north. He didn't go after Wham in the end. I'm convinced, folks, this is collusion. The fact that he hasn't even started to poke or prod at Wham at all, this is highly sus to me. In fairness, Wham is so beaten down. Maybe like he chatted to him. He's like, yeah, I'm having a bad time. Don't come after me. He's like, fair game. But this is still kind of silly that he's got to exist like this right next to what is turning into a Leviathan in the right-hand corner. I'm glad he went south. I think this is the player that needs to be addressed. Marine Lord is completely unanswered. Highest on the player score. Definitely in a dominant position right now. Like, if you let him take this whole corner, I guarantee you that Marine Lord would play towards a wonder victory once 3 players have been eliminated. And it'd be very hard to breach because the surplus has been building up. If you look at the numbers, you can see it's ridiculous. The only thing that he's lacking in really is wood. Stone, there's still plenty to tap into. But food and gold, he can sustain for a hell of a long time. You don't need to. He starts getting raided like this. The Muslim. Little sneak in. May have been a mistake here, folks, because now Benny Boy is about to draw the ire of the Frenchman. Playing as the HRE. It's confusing when you call them by their nationalities. Yeah. Oh, meanwhile, Beastie. It seems that he's come to claim core territory as his own. No surprise there, considering this is a man who once decided to rename himself Core on the ladders to make sure that people didn't dodge him in queue. Bit of a mean thing to assume about Core, by the way. Maybe he gets dodged more, you don't know. He's not going to be able to dodge this fight for long. Not with this rolling coming out from Beastie. Bombards are definitely going to slowly but surely force the matter, and the Grenadiers are an unanswered problem right now. Beastie is munching away everything and anything he can find. And has baby walls to protect his backline economy, though. That could be something that Recon could exploit. Not looking like it's going to anytime soon, though. Oh, and now Marine Lord clashing. Wrap around the backside. Look what he's found. Oh my god, Puppy Paw. These are cheap trebuchets, but it's still expensive to lose them like this because they take so long to rebuild from the Wingard Palace. And you can lose several of them. Chase in. Horseman targeting him down. He knows it's good trades. It's good value, even if he loses the cavalry. Cavalry that he can instantly replace. He doesn't know what the state of Puppy Paw's eco is in comparison, though. We do, though. Puppy Paw is a booming, baby. And you know what? This is the beauty of English late game efficiency here. Look what he's doing on the numbers. Over 1,000 gold per minute because he has 65 people working on farms in the back of his base. What a play. And I think that might be the biggest reserves. I don't think anyone else is going to compare to that. The Muslim's going to try to escalate to that stage. You can see the full switch over now. Generating 1.5k gold with 92 people working on farms. However, he still needs that wiggle room. Looks like he's finally going to get it as he cleans up the remnants of Recon's base. And Recon has been packing up with this army eternally. Like, they've taken damage, but I don't feel like we've really ever seen them truly fight. Every time we look, they just seem to be standing back and saying, the peasants, they don't need to be saved. Sacrifice them so we can thrive and live to fight another day. Thrive may be the wrong word. The dive definitely isn't the word. I mean, I just don't see him making a move anytime soon. The Muslim is very quickly becoming a concern. I'm starting to feel like maybe this feels like the start of the 100-year war for Marine Lord. He's about to experience what it's like being a Frenchman stuck between two sides of the English because he's going to be wrapped on from the east and the west side. This is about to be a weird kind of English butty with French filling. I don't know what it would be. I guess the fromage sandwich. So no croissant for you today, M-Lord. And I can guarantee you, folks, when it comes to the sandwich, you don't want to be the filling. All right, usually the filling is not able to handle the chunky bread that the English do enjoy. However, Marine Lord, looking to make sure that it doesn't come to that, starts to march out into the midfield of the Knights. He's pushed Puppy Paw out of this base, but look what Puppy Paw is doing. South side. This is all unnoticed as well. He staked a foothold here. He's basically in on him. And Marine Lord knows about this keep, but he hasn't actually addressed it. Instead, he's marching forward to an area where he can do nothing because of the way that Puppy Paw has been crawling out with wall after wall. Oh my. This may be a mistake of a play. Marine Lord will be able to instantly replace his army. He's already got 35 knights queued up. But some damage can be done here because the knights have to die for them to be replaced. Unless he hits the delete key, they aren't dying anytime soon. There's nothing here to fight them. There's just no way in either. Oh, no, no, no. This was not the way. Marine Lord, he'll head up north. He'll try to maybe massacre Wham. But I don't even think Wham's going to survive that long. Look at the rapid now that's coming out. BCQT moving in position with the Grenadiers. Plenty of villagers going to be forced away here. Oh, no, no, the pullback! Mistakes were made! The pullback of the villagers. The grenades were already mid-flight. And the Homan chased back towards the cluster of villagers as they dropped off the wood. Uh-oh. That's a big hit for Wham. And he couldn't afford it. Look at that. Look at his eco right now. So many dead villagers, barely anything left. He's down to 24. A great TV show, but not something you want to watch if you're a Wham fan in this one. Oh my goodness. That was a critical error coming out from Wham. The panic to try and pull away, it just wasn't quick enough. He did not respect the homing grenades that have been found and researched by the Chinese so many years before they will in the real world. So I'm expecting that, that's probably going to be like, I don't know, 22nd century tech. Okay, maybe that's jumping the gun. We already have homing missiles, but homing grenades, come on, folks. We're not quite there yet. Looks like Puppy Paw's not quite there yet with this move. Not that much damage done in the end. And now, well, he's been found out. Meanwhile, look what happened! Marine Lord, he moved in with Siege. So not only did he defend against the assault from Puppy Paw, but now he's prepping for his own assault. Needs to be careful of the Roboticans, though. The Roboticans can cause huge issues even for the Knights in these choke points. The man-at-arms of the English is a little bit too chunky, able to hold for a long time. Mangonels are the solution to all this. He needs to get rid of the MAA. Instead, he's getting rid of the gates. He's opening up a flood point to move through. Marine Lord starting to stretch out the lines, trying to get to his advantage with the Elite Gold Hat Knights. Mangonels are almost done with the gate. Repair crew isn't looking good enough, or maybe it is with the switchover. Mangonels now targeting onto the infantry instead. I don't feel like that's the value target, though. He needs to open this up. This choke point is going to backfire for him, and there it is. He finishes it off. He floods on through. Oh, I hope he does. The Knights, they're still trying to get through the choke point. Mistakes have been made there. I think he was attack clicking onto one of the man-at-arms. That means Emlord's going to have to back away. Meanwhile, Wham was eliminated, though. Not too much of a shock. Beastie didn't wait around any longer, wheeled on in and found the high armory. So Wham is out. 2 players down, 6 remain. Who's likely to come out ahead? Right now, it's hard to gamble against Marine Lord at this stage. So solidified in this area. Huge reserves to play with, not likely to run out anytime soon. That being said, Puppy Paw is still a huge threat that needs to be addressed. And the Muslim, the rising bald boy in the West, is almost ready to play. Question is, will he play to the north or to the south? And it looks like we get our answer. He's moving in on Core. Core, who is being defended by Recon as well. And this is a mutual alliance thing that has happened here. An interesting choice. I wonder if Core was lowest on the score at the time. I wonder if this was agreed upon by the other players that this was fine, because I felt like they got ignored for quite a while, but that might be changing now. I wouldn't be surprised if BC and the Muslim now start to hone their sights in upon the Abbasid base. I love this little proxy base coming out from Recon, though. I like how he just tries to, like, separate it all from Core's base. Like, I don't want any conflict, bro. We don't want any friendly fire here. Although there might be some with this clash. Oh, no. But no. You're killing each other! Oh, no, Core. Core has decided he doesn't need help anymore. That's wrong, Core. You need all the help you can get. The English crossbowman being buffed up by the attack speed front line is starting to fold a little. And maybe you'll push out, but you really shouldn't be killing off Recon here if you want to gain a lot of ground. Core looking for all the glory. Realizes that, oh, wait, hold on a second. I see English people, I see HRE. Both of you mother duckers kept crusading us a long time ago, so I need vengeance against both. That vengeance might accidentally come at this rate because the man-at-arms is chasing into the eco lines as well. This is all falling apart. The alliance is not looking strong anymore. At least Core is, though. Pushing him back, the Muslim giving over a lot of ground right now. Does need to get more troops out fast. Is it going to be fast enough, though? I'm not sure about that one. The camel support is actually a big deal here. Well played by Core to get that. The Spearman as well, just making that a little bit more chunky. And considering it's only cavalry being pushed by the Muslim, this might be a mistake. Trying to fix that now. The hand cannon is rolling out. The Roboticans as well. The Roboticans could be big. Let's see what damage they can do. Needs to target the right area for the good cluster damage, and that's what he's doing now. Open fire. Plenty of damage coming out. The attack speed buffer as well is big here in the choke point. Core can't move through. Core needs to back away. Roboticans are going to shred right through him like a hot knife through butter. Let's start a step back. Trying to hold as he retreats, but in the end, it is going to be a full rout, a full retreat away. He realized the Robotiquins are beginning to mask him in this choke point. He needs open ground to flood on through, and that's the problem in this area, as it is all choke points, as you can see, as he moves back into his base, past the tree lines. While that's happening on the east side, Core has bigger problems coming. You thought the Robotiquins were going to kill you. I'm afraid it's the Grenadiers that are the bigger nightmare for you, because Beastie is done with your ass. He's moving in. He's even plopping down the walls. Big deal here. Grenadiers about to get an additional 2 range, putting them up to 6.8 tile range. Almost longbow with splash damage. Front line all gone. On both sides. The back line is more important for the Muslim, though. The hand cannoneers can just eviscerate what remains. The Robotiquins can just finish off the last few melee to make sure that the hand cannoneers don't take much casualties. And then after that, it's going to be a punch on 2 sides. And now under the walls, he uses his own walls against him. Core, delete the wall. Delete the wall right now. Delete the wall. Oh, no. This is bad. This is really bad. The Grenadiers are going to do so much damage here. And they're taking reduced damage as well. 66% damage resistance. That's a big deal. You can see barely any damage being done to them. Core, just delete the bloody walls. Why are you doing this to yourself? He moves in, but it's a choke point. This is a bad trade. I can't believe he's given so much over to Beastie. Like, the kill numbers right now, Beastie, he's getting a good KDA. Like, right now, he'd be seen as a grenade expert and an FPS at this stage. You know, he might get a tactical nuke at this rate. The kill streak he's on. Oh, my goodness. And just delete the bloody walls. Just delete the bloody walls. Luckily for him, at least his troops take reduced damage as well, but I just don't know if this was worth it. The amount of damage that Beastie got to do when you had an encirclement on him is ridiculous here. And at the end of it, he's still going to be standing. You're going to be forced to retreat. And if you don't retreat, oh no. Oh no. Oh! I just don't know what to say to this. This is heartbreaking to watch. I mean, I'm not mistaken. You can still delete the walls when people are on them, right? Maybe I'm mistaken. I feel like at some point in this fight, Core would have been like, oh yeah, delete the walls. If he could. There's no way. But maybe it should have been going down beforehand. I'd have to double check that one. It's because we don't see it so frequently. We have seen plenty of people delete the walls that like flood through. Maybe you can't delete them, but I think there was an opportunity to delete these back walls when he was running on them initially. You would have had to have been quick, but that could have changed everything about this fight because barely any Grenadiers would have been safe on the high ground. It's just an unfortunate situation because while that's happening, the Muslims going even deeper. I'm pretty sure you can delete walls, though, even when people are on them. I might be mistaken, though. It might have been one of those sneaky changes that happened. I didn't realize. I'm pretty sure you can get rid of them. Well, don't worry, though. Core, you can't get rid of your own walls, but some players are about to get rid of you. The Muslims gaining ground. Maybe this is a fair point made here. Maybe it's just because Core's only used to playing Mongols. He's not quite sure how walls work. That's true. That might be it. But still, there was an opportunity to at least get rid of some of this wall. A missed opportunity for Core because BC wasn't even quick to back to the back corner here. And you should know what he wants to do there. He was already building his own walls forward of this as well. Problematic situation there for Core. These Asylum Seekers aren't much help anymore. I feel like Recon has been just standing here, slowly sieging through stuff that seems pointless because Beastie doesn't care. He has so much wiggle room right now. Meanwhile, Marine Lord renewing the assaults, this time moving in with the bombards. This will be much quicker, and he needed this because it was taking too long to get through these choke points before. He wants to just oust Poppy Paw. Poppy Paw, my god, the trebuchet is flying 13! And then Rodoquins. Not much front line, though. He needs to get them across now. The man-at-arms at this choke point could be big. Flood through. A few troops holding him back. Mistakes being made. Marino, you need to shift past it. Then Robotiquins. Robotiquins are AFK. Ooh, you're lucky, Marine Lord. That could have been a lot of dead ponies. That could have been a lot of suspicious meat for Puppy Paw to feed the English population. But it looks like he'll back out in time. Marine Lord will survive. Need more cool. Staying alive. Singing the song. Soon to be dead. Soon to be... Wait, that's not the song. It feels like the song. Luckily for him, Recon is drawing a lot of attention. Look at this army coming down for him. Oh, no, he instantly calls it, though, Recon. Wait, did he get... He got rushed! Oh, no! The Muslim. The timing on that. It means Beastie's not even going to lose the army for it. The Horseman finally breached deep enough. And it was all deceit coming out. Core acting as if he would held back the front line. If he'd held him at bay, it was all a lie. And now Core will not be far behind his suspicious enemy / ally. Asylum Seeker down, and the government that kept them safe soon to be falling alongside it. The Horsemen marching in, just sinking everything at the back of the base here. And the front of the base is not going to last much longer either. Beastie also turning his attention across. Looks like he's going to back up for the moment. Doesn't want to throw away a pricey army afterwards to the Muslim. Instead, he'll just allow Benny Boy to take this skull. And all of a sudden, we're close to down to 4 here. It is really just the TC and the House of Wisdom laid with layers upon layers of protection here. The amount of keeps. Core refuses to go quietly into that night. But don't worry, baby. That's why they brought a lethal dosage of Benny Boy. Benny Boy does need those trebs on the front line soon. Isn't switching over to the bombards, mind you. Beastie content to just roll back and start building up unlimited bombards. Seen this before. Filthy Chinese pickers and this typical ridiculous late game strategy. Does need to bolster his gold a little bit, but with over 3k per minute incoming, I think he's going to be pretty comfortable to roll up to about 30 bombards in the coming minutes. Marine Lord. Where is the siege, sir? Ah. M-Lord's kind of in this perpetual state of dancing. Like, he's just... It's almost like he's trying to woo Puppy Paw. Like, you know that kind of person that, like, knocks on the window late at night and they sing to you? Instead, Marine Lord's just doing dances. He just turns up to Puppy Paw's window, does a little dance. He's like, do you love me now? Puppy Paw sends a bunch of giant boulders his way from the sky. He says, I guess that's not love. And then walks away. Like, this has been the state of their fight for the last 4 skirmishes at least. While that's been happening, though, Beastie's done it. He's gone for it. He's about to dump himself Emperor this map as he drops the Wonder in the northern corner. And we were wondering why he was so happy to back up. We get our answer, and now Grenadiers with walls. Sorry, I'm trying not to puke here. Because that is vile. Nesta B's backing him up as well. I mean, this is scary. All attention has to turn towards Beastie. Question is whether they'll be able to be quick enough. 14 minutes to go. The Muslim starting to extend his way forward here. Core is going to live because of this, by the way. Like, they can't kill Core off anymore. They need to negotiate a way. It's like, maybe go north and you go through, Benny Boy. Just don't come straight through my primary TC. I'll get a little bit suspicious of that. But you can see Core is starting to build up a force now. It really has to come down to Puppy Paw and Marine Lord, though. They're the ones that have to march north, and that's what they're doing. And now Benny Boy joined them as well. So 2 players already breaching straight into the Northern territories. Puppy Paw, not going to be far behind them, is going to massacre a bunch of the eco on his way, building up the proxy base as he moves. Walls after walls, frustrating to get through here. But it's not going to delay long. With 13 minutes left, they should be outside of Beastie's base by about 10 minutes. And that is when this gets difficult. Beastie jumping the gun. Really should have waited for one more player to sink. Because now it gets a little bit difficult. Maybe if Core was gone as well, like that, you feel a little bit comfortable. Maybe halfway through a confrontation between Marine Lord and the Muslim at that stage. But doing it this early, it feels way too greedy. We'll have to see what he can do, though. He's at least chunky, right? He's got the Great Wall Gatehouses, keeps going up as well. Could benefit from building the towers. Towers would actually be pretty nice here for the repairs. He's going to need every little thing he can get as well. Not much stone in reserve. He's going to have to buy a lot of that. Also, the gold situation. Remember what happened immediately after he got that wonder? Everything got tapped, right? Like, his gold veins were running out. Everyone started to rush all of his eco lines away from base. And all of a sudden, the only lines that remain are the ones in your forehead from being stressed out about this. Because you just don't have surplus to work with anymore. Once you lose one group of grenadiers, once you lose these bombards, I just don't know how you ever replace them. Grannies. The Muslim won't give it over that easy. I say that. Oh, God, the range on these lads, 4.8. Wait, no, Ben. Don't do that. Bad move. Dude, he's trying to bait him. You can see how badly he wants to just bait him in a little. Give those Robotiquins an opening, because they will make sure it's an opening that you have to walk over dead bodies to get through. And here we go, Robotiquins moving in. Not opening fire, though, he didn't realize. And he switched over to Core. Core, why are you sabotaging this? Yeah, die, stupid scouts. Thank you for baiting the Robotiquins. Much appreciated. Meanwhile, Nesta Beast trying to hold back the Knights. And Marine Lord, buddy, you seem to... There they are. You forgot something. You need these. Very important that you have the Bombard and the Treb to get through. Meanwhile, Beast is just trying to be frustrating the wall still. Going to be breached on two sides, and we see the March for Puppy Paw soon to arrive. Needs to be careful not to clash with Marine Lord. Then again, there is a little bit of a grudge between these two at this point. As, you know, Marine Lord may have been annoying Puppy Paw for the last several minutes. They've kind of annoyed each other, being realistic about this. I love how the Sacred Site was still allowed to be maintained this whole while by Puppy Paw, by the way. Just seemingly mocking Puppy Paw. Marine Lord saying, I don't need to take this away. I want you to see my base. The former enemies fast become allies when faced with Beastie-chan in the corner. He's going to need to go full Chan. He's going to need to go full anime mode to really try and hold this back. I just don't know if this is going to be enough, though. Like, once you breach these walls, you are in a lot of trouble. Because the Grenadier count is going to be stretched between two fronts. Could be free front. Oh, yeah, it is going to be free fronts. Core, the cheapskate, can only build rams, but he can build quite a lot of them, actually. Up to 8 rams now. Grenadiers could do a lot of damage to this. Or they could do little damage. Were they being blocked by the wall? It looked like it. That was barely any damage onto a camel for a lot of grenades. Walls breached, though. And they are breached on two sides. About to be free, actually. The Flood Through's coming in. The Knights. Marine Lord splitting up. Onto the Bombards. Onto the Grenadiers. Torches out. Instantly burning down as much as he can. The first wave will be repelled. But damage is going to be done to Beastie's line. Is it enough, though? 12 Bombards still up. Barely any damage in the end. And Nesta Bees coming in clutch here. Not able to reach them. The Bombards being sizably more chunky than the Nesta Bees actually tank the fire and allow the Nesta Bees to open up on clustered groups of Knights and Horsemen. Let's see if Puppy Paw falls for the same trick here. Marching forward. A lot of infantry here. A lot of trebuchets. 14, in fact, ready to play. Meanwhile, the Muslim a little bit slower. Only 3 trebs, slowly making their way through. Caught. Nothing slow about it. He's in. He's going deep. Needs to dodge out the Grenadiers, bait them to the other side, and then allow Puppy Paw to flood on through. But right now, Beastie trying to clutch up, trying to hold back 2 players, looking to do so. Villagers moving out, trying to get the walls back up. Once the walls go up, it's going to be frustrating. Needs to tap them up fast, though, before the Robotiquin can snipe him out. Only 1 villager here. Mistakes have been made. Beastie fixes one of the gaps, but the second one will remain. That's going to be a lot of villagers dying. The Bombard's now whittling across. Looks like the Massacre and continuing Core splitting up to make sure the Grenadiers can't do too much damage to him. He's tanking a lot of fire, and this should allow time for the Muslim to arrive, but the Muslim is AFK right now. He's not moving in. Don't worry, folks. Marine Lord, he's here again. Renews the night line. Up to 40 green boys ready to ride in with the gold hats. Speaking of riding in, Puppy Paw. Not that impressive of a front line, but a damn impressive back line here. 14 trebs ready to move forward. Beastie starting to fall back. The small lake helps a little bit in defending this area, but it's still exposed on the east and west side. The west side is important here. He can't lose the Spirit Way. You can see the focus fire core, not enough damage to take it down. That could have been big, getting rid of that 30% discount he's getting on all these Grenadiers. A discount that he needs because he's picked dry now. Gold down to under 100, barely any income at all. No income on food, only 3,000 remaining, and also 7.5 minutes remaining until he gets the win. This is going to be difficult. Especially what Marine Lord is doing. My lord. Now I understand why they call him M-Lord. Because he makes you say, my lord, when you see this many knights riding in. 79 elite knights, 13 horsemen. They might have to plow through Benny Boy, but Le Shrug. The Benny Boy, I do not care about him. We must go deeper, he says. Hand Cannoneers need to make sure they don't open fire because you really don't want to bait yourself into a fight, Marine Lord. They'll just sidestep like, oh, well, you're on your way. And while that's happening, by the way, it should be pointed out that Marine Lord is looking to sneak his own Wonder. He's building it right now. The timing on this, it could be a brilliant distraction. Everyone's drained themselves dry to try and take out this Wonder. But they have to be wondering who's going to be going for it next. It has to be Marine Lord. He has to be the obvious choice. He has so much surface in reserve, and they will know this. Especially when they see how many Knights he's willing to throw away. Knights that are going to overrun the Grenny boys. This is just not enough. Beastie, 6 minutes plus out, and the Trebuchets moving in. 14 Trebs will be good enough to insta-take this down. In the meantime, Marine Lord giving himself a secondary win condition, capturing all 3 sacred sites. The greedy boy gets greedier. In fact, he's getting so chunky at this stage, you have to roll him out of the house on his side. Probably have to take a wall out. I mean, he's so fat. Eco, military, wing conditions, everything sticks with Marine Lord right now. Trebs moving in. Final round of Grennies, trying to hold everything back, but Beastie, he's running out of space here. Bombards with the free ground to open fire upon with this gap in the walls. Natural defense that works to his advantage with this lake, but the defenses are whittling fast. Imperial Palace down. Looking to move forward. They should see the Great Wall Gatehouse soon. However, remember that Marine Lord doesn't give vision to Puppy Paw. These are indeed enemies, not allies. And the villager pulled by Beastie. This is just frustration now. He's pretty much done. Primary TC being taken down. After that, it is just the Great Wall Gatehouse or the Wonder to take out. It's just, you know, it's Assaulter's pick, right? Aggressor's choice. Either one will do. Surely Puppy Paw has to realize it's up there. He should be just snaking his way towards it now. This many Trebuchets, opening fire on that will insta-obliterate it. He definitely sees it. Instead, opening fire onto the gates. Oh, this is smart out of Puppy Paw. So he's trying to force a situation where Marine Lord throws away the army. Because if he goes straight for the landmark snipe, Marine Lord's going to have all of these knights left over that will be able to just finish off the Trebs. So instead, what he's doing is he's looking to open up the wall and force Marine Lord to go through and sacrifice what army he has left here. Wait, Marine Lord's going for a fight. He's going for a fight for good reason, actually. It's 4 minutes and a little out from Beastie winning, but look, Marine Lord, he's 13 minutes away with his own Wonder in this opposite corner. So he wants to bait as much attention here, drag down the pop cap a little bit, but leave enough that they can finish things off. And that's what Puppy Paw is going to start to do now. Still got 11 Trebuchets in the front line, 12th one wheeling out now. Grenadiers trying to be a frustration, but there's limited damage they can do here. The range disadvantage against the Trebuchets means all the walls can easily fall. The Trebs are going. Puppy Paw's had enough. He's targeted straight out. He knows what he wants. He knows what he came for. Lines them all up. Stacks up the shots and straight in on the Wonder. Heavy damage going to be done, but the Bombards in the meantime start to snipe him out. That needs to be addressed. Robotiquin's trying to get through them. Treb count going down to 6. Soon to be 5. Bombards remain. The repairs coming out. Beastie coming in clutch with this, but he needs to repair the Wonder. There's no way. This is going to be the end. Beastie, Wonder victory condition is gone. His whole base is gone. 1 landmark remains. No base alongside it. Means Beastie is basically out. And I think he just typed just as much as well. Probably GG'd them. Because Beastie, he doesn't really have a way of rebuilding this. He has 4 villages at his disposal. If he came back from this now, this would be a miracle. Practically his whole base in ruins. The only reason he's not landmark sniped is because nobody wanted to target out the Great Wall Gatehouse. But now they will change targets to the south side. Marine Lord has drawn the ire of the remnants of the map. Core not looking as weak as he once was. So this is a frustrating situation for Marine Lord as it looks like our German boy has recovered. The Abbasids are going to survive for longer. And they are going to come back with a vengeance here. Meanwhile, the Muslim doesn't skip a beat, already moving in. 12 trebuchets, network of castles buff as well, so he'll see through this fast. Marine Lord needs a defense force. He's got on standby. Almost built up to surplus again. Plenty of resources in reserve. Needs to get that military number up. These knights alone might not be good enough, especially with this marching coming out on the other side. The hand cannoneers. The front line can hold in a choke point with the Broadicans as well. There's an easy way in which the Muslim can win these fights. It all comes down to choke points, though. Open ground is not your friend. It's actually Marine Lord's friend, and that he definitely wants to show you how friendly he can be as he moves in on the flanks, wrapping around on the Republicans, trying to snipe them out first. The torches. Heavy damage being done, but chunky they are. Almost 600 health on these. It's not going to be good enough, and it looks like it's going to be wiped out. Oh my god, he's shredded by the hand cannoneers. Mistakes were made. Marine Lord, with a poor target acquisition, is going to lose the army in the blink of an eye. And Marine Lord now down to 30 military, trying to instantly replace, but he's running out of time fast here. And it's only Horsemen right now. This is, I don't think this is good enough. The Horsemen, yes, you get the bonus damage against the hand cannoneers, but the Knights are just going to shred you. And the Roboticans, like, they're still a big problem. Like, I understand why he's going Horsemen, but maybe just a few Springles to get rid of the Roboticans first could have been better. Maybe Archers, I don't know if you want to play Archers at this stage, but it just doesn't feel like Horsemen alone are going to win this for you. They wouldn't even buy that much time, to be honest. Like, you still need 10 minutes. And also, remember, this is just one player. Puppy Paw, soon to join in on the party, though. He's marching in from the east side. We talked about this English sandwich before, folks. You do not want to be the meat inside. And Marine Lord, he's feeling like a very thin layer of ham at this stage. You can barely taste it over the overwhelming English bread. Horseman marching in on the Trebs. Decent target acquisition this time around from Marine Lord. Is baiting the attention of the hand cannoneers as well, but it looks like the wheeling is good from the Muslim. Retreating towards the hand cannoneers that aren't answering the Robotiquins as well. That's a problem. Gone. I don't think these are Robotiquins anymore. I'm pretty sure these are Gatling guns. These are the multi-cannons from Cossacks when you're the English. The attack speed buffer is just ridiculous. 4.5 seconds for every attack due to the network of citadels is a huge booster to this unit in the late game for the English. Let's go around to gain a lot of ground. Caught. In the meantime, just trying to shift through. Doesn't want to butt heads too much with the Muslim. Doesn't want to get out in the way of this English butty we've been talking about. Speaking of butts, Marine Lord, in the next 3 minutes, is going to get heavily spanked from multiple angles. A desirable evening from some, but I don't think that's the way Marine Lord wants to spend his evenings. Little Flensburg is a little bit too far away, it feels like, at this stage. So much of your base is just going to be razed to the ground. In fact, this is kind of awkward for Marine Lord. That this position is much less defendable than what BC had. And you can see the way that they are just assaulting this right now. Like, they're gaining so much ground because the cavalry composition, it made sense when you were playing away from your base. But now that you're on the defensive, it feels like it doesn't do enough for you. You see what it can do here. You can see so many knights, so many horsemen. It is depleting him fast, though. Marine Lord, you can see he doesn't have that much surplus anymore. Wood is good, but wood is something he hasn't been using in any real way. And that's what's been worrying me. Maybe a switch up, maybe some archers in the mixer would have been good. But no. Instead, forced to take this fight. Knights start to spread out. No attack speed buffer anymore for the Muslim. Means the hand cannoneers are going to be a little bit slow, but there it is. Network of citadels gets triggered. And Gatling gun mode has been activated. Wrap around on the trebuchets coming in from Marine Lord. There's a few trebs are going to be remaining at the end of this. The front line holding in the choke points, working against Marine Lord. The buildings, his own buildings getting in his way. Means he's not getting through this front line as quickly as he should. The hand cannoneers, as a result of this, are getting decent value. Good trades at the end of this. Plenty of knights remaining, but plenty of knights and horsemen dead now for Marine Lord. The backstarter just ensuring that once again the remaining hand cannoneers get good trade outs, while on the west side, Core gains ground. The Rams are coming out again, and this is problematic. Marine Lord, this has only been 2 players, but soon to be 3, as David Kim, Puppy Paw, coming in from the east side. And I think Marine Lord knows this is done. It's gone. He deleted it. Marine Lord waves a white flag. He's like, guys, stop. Look, it's gone. I don't have it anymore. Leave my base alone. I don't know if they're going to leave, though. They're heavily invested at this stage, Marine Lord. I think you may have giving them a bit too much ground. Your cockiness may be your downfall. Overconfidence is an insipidous and slow killer here. And he was a little bit too slow getting rid of that wonder. These players are way too well positioned to not keep pushing. Even if two of them back off, Puppy Paw alone will renew the assault because he doesn't have to worry about his flanks anymore. Look how free the game is for him now. That's why he's going to keep on pushing. 6 on his 80s tracks. Just got to push it real good. The Muslim will keep on fighting here. Hand cannon is protected by the cheap horseman. This is a nice play coming out of the Muslim. The attack speed buffer on his side as well is problematic. And now we see the switch up. The man-at-arms are finally coming out from Marine Lord, but is it too late? Has too much ground being given over? Maybe. Especially with this pushing from the right side. West side, looks like Core is going to back up, though. He understands what happens if he overcommits. He hasn't got big reserves, and if he loses his primary army, he knows that the Muslim will come straight for him. So instead, he's going to back up and look to be a filthy little rat. Expect him to try and jump the Muslim the moment the fight is over. And that means the Muslim might have to back up as well. So we might turn this into a 1v1 and another 1v1 with Beastie just playing pat cake in his farms over the north side. Still working to recover his game here. In fact, he is up to 47 eco, so he's definitely getting there. But a long way to go. Puppy Paw. He's obliterating so much production. Like, it's actually... You're reaching a point where Marine Lord is very much going to struggle to replace lost armies. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw doesn't feel the same way. Remember, he built this ginormous proxy base. So many racks, so many archery ranges. So you can build the cheaper unit and push it out at a similar rate to what Marine Lord's capable of. This does not bode well for the Frenchman. Especially when all the keeps going down. Landmark situation as it stands. 3 remaining for Marine Lord. The Palace of Suavia has been sniped. And they are fairly stacked, ladies and gentlemen. You can see they're all on the same screen, so this will not take much effort for Puppy Paw to obliterate and remove Marine Lord from the game. He will be forced to fight soon. Especially with Emor being pressured like this. Puppy Paw moves in. Forced to retreat out. Marine Lord, look how much he's struggling. Eco down at below 40. Military force below 50. And Trebuchet is looking to keep it that way, as the keeps themselves do not last long. Well, that's happening to Muslim. Oh my god, he actually did commit. He didn't back up. Benny boy? Where's Core's army? There's no way Core sits back. Like, if he has an inkling about it, if he has a suspicion, which he does do to the Rams to the front line, he can make a move right now into Muslim's base. Let's see if he wants to do it, though. Because it looks like Marine Lord's all but done. This rush into Muslim. Frustrating. So many HRE players. In fact, he's responsible for 2 of the 3 HRE players being eliminated by the looks of it. E-repairs coming out isn't going to be good enough. Trebuchet stabbing in for the right side as well. It looks like it's done and dusted. Marine Lord, despite how powerful he was looking in the mid-game, will be your 4th player eliminated here as his final landmark crumbles. Boom. Another one bites the dust. 4 now remain. Well, 3.2. Because Beastie's not really a player at this stage. He's tried to be, but oh no, this is what Core was doing. Core! This is so disgusting. He's actually going to go and finish Beastie off. He's like, hold on a second. We never finished him off. I am his neighbor. I'm not falling for this dumb crap. My concern, however, is whether Core's going to be fast enough. Like, if Core does this, it feels more like he's just trying to make sure that he gets 3rd instead of 4th, because you know what's coming. You know who's coming. The Muslim is unlikely to attack Puppy Paw because they're on opposite corners of the map. So this is likely to now turn into an assault upon Core. And his assault is pathetic, by the way. Like, what is... Can we just... Oh, no, keep spinning. I don't know if you saw it, guys. It seemed like one of the Chinese villagers was chasing his own tail. He was just going around in circles. It's brilliant to watch. Oh. Ah, no more tail chasing. I'm upset. It looked quite funny on the silhouettes, but looks like that wall is going to be going down this time. There's too many Rams. They can decide where they want to line up, that is. There we go. Breach through. Core's like, I got to make this quick. I know what's coming my way soon. But in the meantime, it's an English Civil War, the War of the Roses, as the 2 corner campers meet in the center here, fighting over the remains of Marine Lord's base that was once so beautiful, so thriving. but is now desolate. And it looks like the composition for Muslim better. Mistakes being made by Puppy Paw. As you can notice, a big difference between the two English players here. One bothered to get the attack speed buffer, the other didn't. And if Puppy Paw fails to acknowledge this and address this with forward outposts, he's going to lose a lot of troops. Meantime, might lose a lot of trebuchets. A small contingent of horsemen do march in. And they'll trade out their value for trebuchets. Even going for the low health one. No, ooh, okay, maybe not. Okay, that's what happens when you attack a family of trebuchets, folks. They just turn and just directly obliterate you. But more ground being given over. Meanwhile, on the north side, Cora's in. Beastie's like, what? No, but I was just recovering my game. What game? You don't have one, son. Primary TC about to fall. Has been supervising for Grenadiers as much as possible. The question mark right now is whether Core can get rid of this gatehouse, because he does have to push past the Grenadiers, and he's only been pushing Rams. So I've got this weird feeling that Beastie is once again going to survive. We'll have to see. It seems feasible. It seems very feasible. I didn't even notice. He went for trade. He's been going for trade to get his gold up. And the trade... Oh. This isn't a caster curse because I didn't finish that sentence of the trade hasn't been noticed. This is just Core noticing by himself. No caster curses here, folks. But that does mean you're no longer getting gold from there. So enjoy what you have left. And what you have left is not much. Meanwhile, Rams. So move across, but Bombards are going to address that. And this is the problem right now. Core, how to say this? So... You know, Core is a very talented player, and maybe if he was a ranged unit enjoyer, we would have seen him in the Golden League playoffs. That's a possibility. But it seems like he is allergic to ranged. I don't know if this is an honor type thing. Core's like, no, it's dishonorable to attack from range. I'm like a chivalrous knight. I will only melee. He will definitely melee a lot. Oh my god. How many Rams do you need? You don't even have enough troops to build them all. I think that was Abbasid language for we about to ram this business out of this game. Oh, nice of the traders to just come on by and get stabbed in the face, if they'll be noticed. Meanwhile, look at the ground being gained by Muslim. Puppy Paw has forfeited everything. It's almost like he's just trying, like he's giving concessions, like, yeah, just take it all, take it all. I'm not here, not in the corner, don't acknowledge me, please. This could be a smart play, by the way, because if the Muslim does stop paying attention to Puppy Paw and he goes and finishes off Core, then you could actually go for a wonder victory in your own corner. And if you beat the Muslim to that punchline, it's going to be so hard to breach. Like, we've got Wall of Maria levels of defenses coming through here, right? The layer upon... I don't remember this in the Wall of Maria schematics. This is some French defense lines logic right here. I mean, you have the Maginot line, and this is the lowlands. What's this other wall? This is water. There we go. Geography. Speaking of water, Core looking to make BC just evaporate here, but instead it's actually going to be his Rams that crumble. And that clutch wall, the Palisade wall, Beastie. He's got to be laughing about this. Core! Try something other than Rams. This isn't going to work. You need trebuchets. Sir, just build trebuchets. Traduce him. Just traduce him out of this game. Come on. How are you still only pushing spears? How? Whoopsie. Didn't ruin the timer there, did I? I hope not. I don't know how he's still only pushing spears. So this is the time to build range units. You either build range or you are deranged. Please build ranged. You have look at the wood. You could just trade some food, build like 4 trebuchets, and then type GGEs when you finish off Beastie. Come on. I think he's having too much fun with this. I mean, you know, in fairness, Core, like, I think at the times I've seen him up against Beastie, he's had his fair share of bullying at the hands of good old Beastie. So maybe this is just him getting his vengeance, right? He's just toying with him. He's playing with his food. I hope that's what it is. I hope he doesn't think he can just outright win with Rams alone here. Especially with MVP Bombard. I wish these units had kills on them. I want to know how many units these 2 Bombards have killed. Has to be like over 100 at this stage. They've been the MVPs for Beastie. They've kept him alive. Oh, and Demuzla. Yeah, he is ignoring Puppy Paw. Puppy Paw's wish comes true. So he holds defensive. He camps in his base. Now Puppy Paw, he almost has what he needs for a wonder himself. The Muslim doesn't have enough stone. He's further away. Has plenty of wood and food, though. And gold. Core is just doing marching drills through the Chinese base. Like, this is a parade, right? This is a military parade. This isn't a invasion force. This is just, we already invaded you. Now we're just going to celebrate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Core. Core! You shouldn't have kept memeing. You need to fight. He's trying to run past now with the spears. I don't know about spears against this, though, dog. This seems like a mistake. The Robotiquins will clean you up instantly. And all that effort into a wall, the Great Wall of Definitely a Mongol main. Definitely a Mongol main if I've ever seen one here. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you are also a Mongol main, this is not how you use walls to keep opponents out. This is very much not how walls keep people out. It's definitely a good way of inviting them in. However, I don't think choke points are to your advantage here when you're just pushing spears. So, yeah, about that. I believe Betty Boy is about to notch another one on the belt. Ford Racks District going down. And funnily enough, Core, almost pop cap, not willing to fight. Will at least heal up all of his man at arms and spears. I say all of his mana. He has 5 mana. Okay, they're just dead. They're dead. I think the Muslim's kind of torn. Like, which one do I kill? Got choice paralysis. Oh, no. No! This is so mean. Beastie has no chance to recover his game. So many dead traders. I mean, at this stage, I feel like you're just negative gold, even if it doesn't say you are plus minus 1 gold. Yep. Yep. Feels like it too. Even Core's trying to trade now. You donkey. I think this is, I don't know, is this just where we stick Royal Britannia on loop for like 20 minutes? I think that's the appropriate thing to do here. Dun 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 dun. Da, 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 da. He's even more than the marketplace. Puppy Paw's about to like levy a tax here. Like, yo, give me 500 gold. Maybe I'll let you through my gates. Oh boy. And you know, yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if this is the end unless the siege is coming. The Muslim's done with this crap. He's like, you can't live any longer. This has just been absurd. It's time for you to die. So it looks like, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that this is going to be our 4th place finisher, as long as the Muslim doesn't decide to headbutt the walls with his horsemen. Imagine if that actually done damage. Lose half your health on a horseman to do 1 damage to a wall. Honestly, I'd love that interaction for an attack, just so that when people don't pay attention, they get punished. I kind of need that. Am I a sadist for wanting that? Probably. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw just chilling, vibing. Oh, baby. If he does this right... Oh, this is the problem, though. He can't sneak in on Muslim's base due to all the outposts. He'll see him coming. So it's going to be a little bit awkward to get in there. No! I have a trade permit! We don't accept permits here. Okay, Bombard's coming for the finish. This has to be it. There's no way that the Muslim fails to kill this, right? 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 I mean, one of the Bombards is already dead. Dude, these 2 Bombards have been MVP. Like, I don't care about anything else in this game right now. Henry and Henrietta over here have been amazing. It's just a shame that they cannot have Bombard babies of their own. or they'd be back into this. I mean, some people saying left, right. No, he needs to get this. This is it. It's the gatehouse. If he gets rid of the gatehouse, easy peas. It's not even about the keeps anymore. It's just this gatehouse is so frustrating to kill with 13,000 HP. 13,000! Yes, I know the House of Wisdom has a lot more. I was just going to cover that before someone was like, that's not the most tanky object in this building. It's still ridiculous as just a one landmark of 8. These horsemen. Wait, were they able to stab the... what? How long are your spears? It's a bit of a personal question, but how long are your spears? Good lord. Oh, the grannies. Aw, Beastie, I don't know about this one. Yo, dog, get out. Get out. It's a top. Run. Oh, no. There's only 17 grenadiers left. I don't think that... Ooh, the trades are decent. You're still like... It's still bad for you because you don't have unlimited push of troops, whereas the Muslim does have, right? So, like, yes, it'll take him some time to replenish this, but good luck replenishing yourself. I mean, right now, Beastie, he does still have 52 eco. It's all over here. And he's been holding the trade all the time. He keeps trying to sneak in, but remember, it's walled in now. You don't have a route anymore. That's a big fat Lamar. Oh, my God. Puppy paw, come on. Let him finish it already. The walls have at least been breached. Robotic wins. No, that's an archer. Sir, the grenadiers. How is it the Bombards know what to do here and the Robotic don't? Finally, they target it out. So that's the Granny army gone. And then instantly, before he can finish him off, Puppy Paw comes in. Puppy Paw's like, I want this kill. Buddy, there's one issue with you getting that kill. The Great Wall Gatehouse. You can't kill... Puppy Paw, why you grief? Why are grief? Why grief? He'll clean up the last of the Grenadier. I mean, Beastie can just be stubborn, right? You just don't GG out. Like, he doesn't have to because he's still got eco over here. He's still got villagers this whole time. And now Core is going. And you know what makes this great, guys? Right now, you're like, oh, Core, this is a terrible play. How are you going to get through the walls? Well, I'm the Abbasid, so I just built 1,000,001 Rams. Thumbs up. Now, luckily for Puppy Paw, he did realize there was a gap in the wall to the north, so it's not going to be an insta march in. But this could do some serious damage if Core doesn't get answered straight away. And right now, it's mainly just Trebs because Puppy Paw pulled his whole army to the north side like a goddamn troll. And Muslim surrendered. Oh my god, he's just done with it. He can't be asked. I swear, he has to be tilted by this. Right now, he's like, why won't BC just GG? He's done in this game, right? Screw Beast, and then just calls it. I don't know why, though. Like, show patience, Benny-san. You had the winning position right now. You could have just built a wonder and won this game. Wow. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, are we ever going to see the Muslim win in one of these? Because that felt like a tilt GG. There was no reason to GG there. Look at his resources. Like, he's good. Everything's good. That was just that I can't be asked anymore. Like, I've done what I need to here. I must go. My bald people need me. Zoop, gets beamed up to somewhere else. And all of a sudden, we're in a situation where Core might actually win this game. How? How have we arrived at this? Oh. So apparently, like Beast, I don't know if it's true. Maybe the Muslim had to get up in a few hours, or a fair point was made. Maybe it could be a crash because, of course, this game mode gets a bit unstable. I don't think it was crash though, because at this stage, like I can do this. Look, I'm not crash. I'm gonna stop doing that. It's just getting a bit dicey. But like, there's not enough players left in for me to feel like this would cause a crash per se. There's not that many like dead players units remaining. So yeah, it feels a bit weird. Rams in the meantime. A weird strategy for Core, but it's actually gaining ground. If this works, I swear to God. Shattering projectiles. You better respect it. Fire! Okay, that was underwhelming. Although a lot of these Rams are almost dead, but the wall's going to be breached. The wall's going to be breached. Horseman too late. Walls open up. Core. Oh my God, the damage. What? I just vomited a little in my mouth. Watch the next follow-up. Heave! Dude, these Trebs, they're doing serious damage. They're doing God's work. And the Lombos, this is why you don't bring a Spearman army against an English player core. Back to the drawing board, sir. You need man-at-arms. Ay, ay, ay. And all the while, who's still alive in the corner? Beast is still somehow staying in this. He does need to rebuild the TC. He's doing it, guys. He's doing it. This is the slowest rebuild of a TC ever, but it's going to take a long, long time. Yes, Beastie is Mario for that. I should probably just confirm that because it's been like an hour and a half, so maybe people weren't here. So this game, like you can see the obvious ones, the ones that you're not sure of. Brad Bite was Marine Lord, and then Maru was Beastie QT. Just a reminder to people because, like I said, we are an hour and a half into this game, so it might be easy to forget, or maybe we've got new people coming through. Now Beastie with the great migration to the south side, and the south side will be good to him because there's still some resources that didn't get tapped in this bottom corner, resources that he most definitely needs. Ay, ay, ay. And he's even trading. Oh, and he broke the wall. Wait, didn't Core done him a favor here. Core broke this wall. Remember, this keep is not an alive player either. So Core opened up trade again because he was trying to go for it himself. But the only one who's likely to go for it by the looks of it is going to be Beastie. And now, because the Muslim had to go, because he was the only other powerful player, what happens? Puppy Paw says it's time to win this game. He does a dub motion, and then he builds the Wonder in the back corner with a powerful position against two players that are looking not like gods, but like dogs right now. Beastie needs to recover fast if he wants a way back into this. Meanwhile, when you look across at Core, I don't think he's got that big of a reserve. Food is good, but everything else is gone. Wood and gold just sucks for him right now. The main reason he was primarily just pushing Spearman was exactly this, but he needs to find some surplus somewhere. Maybe some wood lines just... like, there's tiny amounts here, but there's barely any wood near him, right? Like, practically all of it has been drained dry. If he can get his trade online, it would be good. My issue, however, is you have 14 minutes. If you try to heavily leverage trade now, like, how long is that going to take to get online and see a return? I feel like you're going to sacrifice a good 8 minutes to this Wonder Victory timer, and then you're going to rush because you're going to be in the clock. And remember, look, he hasn't even got Trade Wing, so he's not even able to get the extra benefits here, right? Things like Spice Roads. Frustrating situation for him, especially if Puppy Paw just does this. There's no answer to Puppy Paw right now. This game feels like it's going to be a sad ending. In that, like, Puppy Paw is just simply unanswerable. In fact, this would be a good time, I think, to speed up the clock a little, just because it's two full recovery players. I do love this little play by Beastie, though. He knows that there's a bunch of relics down here, right? There's at least two that should be exposed, but they've already been taken elsewhere. No! Who took them? Who actually... Okay, real talk. Who the hell took those relics? He needs to get rid of it. Like, he can burn this monastery down to get them. Also, like, the other thing is, if he can get his hands on a relic, he can build a whole army. Look how many troops are left here. This could actually be really big for him. Same with the Muslims base. Like, if he runs around, they start wall-lolling. And yeah, I think Core realizes this as well. He's scouting out the area. So they can actually build a substantial army to take down Puppy Paw's base if they go for wall-loll plays. That's what they need to do now. They do need to torch this first. Maybe Sacred Sites could be an option as well. Two are being capped right now, but the Horseman blocks it out. Puppy Paw already knows what's going to happen, and he walls off the third Sacred Site, the one that was actually closest to Beastie. So, denial of win condition, and only 2 minutes away from this being irrelevant. Remember, Sacred Site victory is 10 minutes. The Wonder victory is 15. And only 12 left for Puppy Paw to get that Wonder dub. Now this Villager Pool. This should be where he tries to burn down the monastery and build his base over here. You want the Wallalow. Remember that you can Wallalow resign players. So this army could instantly become yours. Villagers in the area could instantly become yours. And that could actually just bolster Beastie back up into this game. Because right now, remember, he's only at 61 eco, barely any reserves. And then we look at Core as well. Like, Core in a situation where he's got military force, but because he doesn't have resources, that military force is quite pathetic. It's basically just Spearman. In fact, I think he switched now. And, oh, it's happening again. Oh, he's called in the Scout Brigade. they're going to take more casualties than the scouts from Attack on Titan in this one. This is not going to be pretty. He also needs breaches in the walls for this to even remotely work. And the concern I have is, like, something they are not aware of is that Poppy Paw has a third layer, right? Like, this is actually the scouts turning against Maria, because you have the 2 outer walls, and then far, far inwards, you have the third layer. So you need to get Siege in there if you want to stand a chance of even reaching the Cathedral of St. Thomas. Oh, this is not going to be easy. And here we go. Here's the wall play we're waiting for. Time to convert them to the Chinese ways. Catholicism is overrated. And they do look fabulous in purple. Now, there will be a cooldown to wall again, but it's worth to keep doing this. So 2 minutes away until he can do it again. I'd say the second value is actually over in the center. Remember this army standing over here? That could actually be big if you could grab that. I think there was Spearmen, yeah, to the north that never got taken either. From, I believe that was that Viper who GG'd that one? That might have been Viper's army. So yeah, there's plenty of there's plenty of troops to take on. Ooh, 23 knights. That could be big. Can't get the siege, but like the rest of this is really good to get your hands on. Then you could just focus your resources into getting the siege. So there is a timer that they can make this work. He does need to get the relics, and he's done it. He broke it. There we go. The scouts moved out. So he did burn down the temple, and now he has 3 relics to work with. 3 relics he can use to actually grab all the villagers if he wants, or alternatively, you can play into the knights who have been straggling in. There are a lot of them here. Looks like Core is starting to wheel back now. I would say go for this cluster here. This cluster is big. And like I said, then you just focus mainly on just getting siege out. That's how you come back into this. Remember that you would need to build a siege workshop because you can't... Oh, crap. We almost crashed for a sec there, I think. That was a little bit worrying. Oh, no. Okay, I was trying to select this. I couldn't. I thought we were crashing. It's just bugged. That's very weird. So that's actually... That's been deleted. But... What? Okay, ignore that. We got other things to focus on. What? Core, no! Core, you son of a... Oh my god, no. There's no way he's about to do this, a beastie. Of course, like, the Lannisters send their regard. Dude, if he just grenadiers them, like, he's going to finish them off, though. What are they doing? I'm so confused right now. Like, what? What is... Alright, cool. Getting an army. I swear to God, Core is like the biggest troll imaginable. Like what is he doing? He tried to... I'm trying to work out why they got down to 10 HP. Like, maybe because there was so few grenadiers, that's just the number they got to, but they're all at 10 HP. Like, it's very weird. Oh, you can't delete your scouts. That's right, yeah. Wait. Oh, so they're helping each other out. That makes sense. Yeah. So he basically... He wanted the grenadiers to kill him off, but BC refused to, and now because BC refused to kill off the scouts, he's gonna burn down the TC. Oh my god. Oh my... What is this game? What is this griefing? BC's like, no, I know why you want me to delete scouts. I'm not gonna let you win like that. And then Core's like, fine, I'll just get second place. Oh my god, Core, you absolute troll. And meanwhile, Puppy Paw, the whole while, like Puppy Paw right now, he's sitting there, he's playing kind of blind. He's like, they're coming soon, right? This is gonna get scary. This is gonna get real scary. Like, I've let them just have the map for the last several minutes. I'm sure they've done a lot with it. They're gonna be coming to kill me. If only Puppy Paw could see what we could see right now. If only he knew what Core is doing. And all he needs is a siege weapon now. Siege weapon to end it because, well, BC doesn't have any villages here to repair. Okay, oh, wait, no, he snuck him in the corner. Core, you can't. Buddy, Sir, you can't burn down the Great Wall Gatehouse. You need siege. I don't think Core realizes. I think he just realized. Oh no. So both of them are going to survive until the very end. And Puppy Paw is... Beastie just trying to rebuild his eco in the bottom corner here with the Bao Chad. Keeps the archers at bay, but Puppy Paw's like, I don't need to come to you, idiot. I'm just going to go back to my base. What has this turned into? What has this become? Well, folks, I think it's safe to say that Puppy Paw has won this game. Because in the critical moment when it mattered most, Beastie and Core could not come together and work as a team. They had to screw each other over like they always do. Just got to make sure absolutely everything's dead, huh, Core? All right, I think we're going to speed this up a little bit. I don't usually do this, but I think we can see the writing on the wall now. Unless there's some sort of clutch move, which I'm just not seeing. Puppy Paw has basically won this. I mean, Beastie's pretty much just given up. I think the moment he saw Core came to his base, he's like, why am I even bothering? But here we go. Core trying to make sure that he gets second place instead of a shared second place, because that just means that you're not first place loser. That means you're just, you know, a group of losers. However, I don't think one bombard's going to be good enough. Beastie looks to hold on to the bitter end, and he'll be able to do so with surplus wood in reserve. He can just keep repairing this for days. One bombard is just not going to cut it. He's even pulling the villagers back. Gotta repair. All right. You know what? This went appropriately. These two goons did not deserve the win. Core from being an asylum, like an asylum granter, to a victory denier here. We'll GG out. And at the end of it, it's actually going to be second place with Beastie. He holds on to the bitter end. He cheers. Second place from the brink of defeat. He'll take it as Puppy Paw gets himself one of the easiest wins we've seen here in the Mega Random Death Matches.